Well, being as a tech guy, if I want to explore virtualization world, so I know that there are three major vendors: Proxmox VE, VMware, ESXI, while at number three we have Microsoft Hyper-V. And if I want to deep dive inside these technologies, so I know that we have three major domains: the compute, storage, and network. And in this episode we are going to explore the networking industry of virtualization, but related with the Proxmox VE. So let's move now. Hello and welcome to all of you on my productive and skill oriented training platform. So whenever I talk about the technology on any platform, it might be on-premise data center or cloud technologies. According to my opinion, being as a tech guy, you need to understand the architecture. When you have the detailed architecture information, detailed theoretical concepts, so it will make more easier for you to implement, to design, operate, manage, and even administer any kind of products. It might be related with the virtualization platform, automation, management, operations, and even we can talk about the Kubernetes and the cloud platform as well. But the architecture is really important. So now, if I'm going to talk about the virtualization platform, so I know that there is the top major vendors, and in these top major vendors, Proxmox VE is really important. While at number two we have VMware, ESXI, and at number three we have Microsoft Hypervisor. Now, if I'm going to deep dive inside these virtualization platforms, so we can discuss and learn skills about the compute, storage, and network. And when I talk about the networking, so the real idea about the network industry is to communicate between the virtual machines, between host to host communication, and over the internet. Now, in this regard, I need to create the virtual switches. So if I'm going to understand about the virtual networks regarding the Proxmox VE, so the idea is really clear. We have only two major types of virtual switches. The first virtual switch is known as standard virtual switch, or you can call it traditional virtual switch. And in the more technical form, if I specifically discuss about the Proxmox VE, so it called Linux bridge, or in shorter form we call it VMWare 0. So that is the first virtual switch which is created by default whenever we deploy Proxmox VE on any stand-alone rack-mounted server or traditional data center servers. So this switch is created by default and provide all kinds of basic functionalities inside the host machine and within the on-prem data center as well. So what are the basic functionalities? The basic functionalities includes these switches are capable to communicate between virtual machine to host, virtual machine to virtual machine communication, and the third one and the more important communication is related with the internet. So it means that when I talk about the Linux bridge or virtual switches, so they perform all kinds of basic functionalities regarding the communication. They can communicate between virtual machine to virtual machine to physical host, and virtual machine over the internet. Other advanced features are not available in these types of switches. That is why I initially called it stand-alone switch or a traditional switch, which just perform the traditional functionalities regarding the virtualization platform. Now, if I go and explore the VMware ESXi and Microsoft Hyper-V, so the same switch is also available over there, which only work on the functionalities which generally required by any traditional data center. So these kinds of switches in the VMware ESXi world also known as standard switches. And if I talk about the Microsoft Hyper-V, so these standard switches also available over there and perform the same functionality. So that is why I always talk about the architecture. You need to understand the architecture. All the hypervisors generally follow the same architecture. They just distinguish by their names and some kind of minimal kind of changes regarding the functionalities might be relevant with the security or performance. Otherwise the basic architecture is same. Now if I move forward and want to check other types of virtual switches, so these virtual switches are really important. And that important virtual switch is known as open virtual switch. What is the core difference? Basically, this open virtual switch is not limited with stand-alone server. If you are going to deploy clustering technology inside your on-premise data center, which means that if you are going to combine two or more than two rack-mounted servers for high availability, load balancing, and fault tolerance, so in this regard, you need to deploy these open virtual switches, which means that if you want to deploy any kind of enterprise level virtualization technology, so in this regard open virtual switch is really important. These switches are capable to communicate between two cluster nodes or three cluster nodes, which means that if you have a cluster and you have two or more than two physical servers available, so on behalf of these virtual switches you can easily communicate with these cluster nodes. You can migrate the VMs, you can migrate the storage, you can migrate the virtual disks as well. So the first switch is completely dedicated and recommended for stand-alone deployment, while the second switch is for all kinds of advanced level technologies where as I said initially, you need to deploy a cluster technology. Well, as I said that these switches have many kinds of advanced level features. So at level 1, these switches dedicatedly supported with SDN, software defined networks. So which means that they can create a kind of switches which can easily communicate between two or more than two physical server host machines, which generally included inside the cluster. And in the same manner, they can perform VLAN tagging. They can be support with the more advanced security features, more security features related with the encryption. And in the same manner, if you want to implement policy based networking and quality of services, so these all kinds of advanced level features available inside the open virtual switches when we talk about the Proxmox VE. So the concept or the scope of the virtual switches inside the Proxmox VE is very clear. If you have a standalone server, so inside that server you need to go with the Linux bridge virtual switches, which generally known as VMWare 0, and this switch is created by default. While if you are going to deploy the clustering technology and you want to support with the SDN technologies, VLAN tagging, traffic separation, and individual management interfaces, so in this regard you need to go with the open virtual switches. So these two major switches not only exist inside the Proxmox VE, but if you want to explore the ESXI, so the same concept will work for ESXI as well. And in the ESXI world, we have two major kinds of virtual switches. The first one is known as standard switch, while the second one is known as distributed switch, and the functionality is really similar with the Proxmox VE virtual switches. And with Microsoft Hyper-V, the same concept follow related with the architecture. I hope that you learn more about the Proxmox VE architecture and virtual networking as well. If you have any suggestions, any recommendations, you can comment in the comment section as well. Thank you very much.